Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad with Josh. Where's Pat? Check those milk cartons again. He might be out there. We need to find him. He's a little busy, a little tied up. Who knows? Maybe he's worried about a little whipped cream action. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get out of another whipped cream sandwich.
Whipped cream sandwich?
It's been a good day of football for some. Maybe not me, but whatever. How you doing, Josh?
I'm great. I mean, I'm doing very well in a lot of my leagues. So I traded for a loss in one league, so that was fun.
Hey, don't we all do that?
You take the loss now so you can win later. That's the hope.
That's the hope. That's the dream, is like they say.
So there's a lot of great football on today, and some bad football, but there was some good games. I had a blast watching some football today.
All right. We want to jump into this, or anything you want to bring up of the day? There's no big, news we can hit as we go along.
No, I didn't really think so. I'm excited to jump into these games. All right, so first game, I'll go ahead and start with Kansas City and Cleveland. We'll get the not so fun out of the way first. Cleveland. Baker Mayfield threw for almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He had a pretty good game statistically, but the Browns were never really in it. They lost 37-21. Nick Chubb, great game, 85 yards on the ground with a touchdown, really saved his day. Now, the story of this game was Duke Johnson. 9 catches, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. This is what we're used to seeing from Duke Johnson. How do you feel about him now, Brad?
So I do wonder, heading forward, they're not going to be playing the Kansas City Chiefs every week. They're not going to be in a shootout where the team's going to put up 40 on them. Is this going to be an everyday thing for Duke Johnson? Because in the beginning, it was Nick Chubb. Duke Johnson coming out there for long third downs, and that was about it. Because Nick Chubb did get the first rushing touchdown when it wasn't out of hand yet.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as it got out of hand and they were throwing the ball a lot, we knew it was going to happen to Duke Johnson. This Cleveland defense isn't bad. It's just this Chiefs team is really, 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 really good.
They ran into a buzzsaw. There's not much you can do about that. I don't know. I do think that Duke Johnson is going to be utilized more. I don't think that Todd Haley really knew how to use him effectively, because Todd Haley's been that guy who's always, in Pittsburgh he was so long, he uses one running back. And that's what they did with Duke Johnson, or with Nick Chubb, Carlos Hyde before that. So, I think Duke Johnson's got a serious future here, and he's a hot waiver wire ad if you haven't already scooped him up. I like him a lot. David Njoku, he was all right. We had a sighting for him. 4 catches for 53 yards. Not bad. Other than that, not a lot to write home about on the Cleveland side of the ball.
So next week, Cleveland plays Atlanta.
Yes.
Would you rather start Nick Chubb in this game or Duke Johnson in this game? It is at home for Cleveland.
I would rather start Nick Chubb in standard and Duke in PPR.
That's a cheap out. I think it's Nick Chubb in both. I think as long as the game score stays within a touchdown, they're going to lean on him.
But it won't.
I don't know.
I think Baker's going to throw a lot. I'm going to start Baker next week because I have Deshaun Watson in a lot of leagues. I'm going to start Baker. Kansas City Chiefs were the Kansas City Chiefs. 3 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes, 375 yards. I think he already has thrown, what do they say? He's already thrown more touchdown passes in his starts than Alex Smith did in his entire tenure.
Yeah, Alex Smith did 26 last year. He's already, I think, he went into this week at 25, I think.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, he's already over it.
Good for you, and he's on pace to break the single season record for the Kansas
Hardest
City
schedule
Chiefs.
for a quarterback, Josh?
Dude, no one knew he was going to be this good.
The Walrus did.
Obviously, that's why they got rid of him. Travis Kelce balled out. He's probably going to finish as your tight end 1. 7 catches for 99 yards, 2 touchdowns. Spencer Ware deserves to be on the field more.
He had a lot of great third down catches.
He's got great hands.
And I do wonder going forward, being how well he played on third down, and this time of the year, are they going to start maybe giving Kareem Hunt a little bit of time off, let him get ready for the playoffs, rest him a little more? I'm not saying set Kareem Hunt by any means. He's amazing. No. But is it more going to be like what we have in New Orleans with a 66%, 33% workload?
Yeah, I don't even know if it's that high from Mark Ingram right now.
He got 10 carries.
Yeah, well, it's not. We'll get to that game later, but it's not looking good for Mark Ingram. Now, Sammy Watkins and Tyreek Hill had pretty similar stat lines, middle of the road, but it was clear to me that maybe Tyreek Hill isn't quite right yet. That groin's still bothering him a little bit. He played well, but he wasn't as explosive. Kareem Hunt was the takeaway here. He had the hat trick, 3 touchdowns. Very great game for him. Other than that, you know what to expect from the Kansas City Chiefs. I still like Sammy Watkins quite a bit.
Hold on. Breaking news. Floyd Mayweather's going to fight in MMA.
He's going to fight MMA?
Yes, in an MMA event on New Year's Eve.
Who?
I don't know. It didn't say. It just said he's going to fight an MMA event.
He better not. No, he's not.
Yes.
No, he's not.
Yes. In Japan's
Ryzen Fighting Federation?
Yeah, buddy.
Wow.
Sorry. I know it's not football related, but I'm a little excited about that.
That's big news. Sorry that is not football related, everyone, but wow.
Money Mayweather stepping into the octagon.
Wow. That's like a Reese's peanut butter cup. You take 2 things that are great, you combine them, blows your mind. All right, so.
Ooh-wee.
All right, Brad, you got the next game coming up.
All right, this was a barn burner for one team. It did cover the over-under.
Oh, good.
The Bears at the Bills. Nathan Peterman. He's a bad quarterback. And I'm not even talking like we knew he was a bad quarterback, but it's into the first half. So he threw a pick 6 and everything. We know all about Nathan Peterman turning the ball over. It's the end of the first half. It's Hail Mary time, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's Nathan Peterman do? Does he throw into coverage and try to throw it an interception? No, he scampers for 30 yards and runs out of bounds.
He did throw for more yards than Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, but they were down the whole time, and he also threw all his touchdowns to the other team.
That is factual.
Yeah. So he also threw the ball 40 times for not even 300 yards?
They threw the ball 49 times
for
189 yards.
Yeah, not even 200 yards. Yeah, buddy. But no, once I saw the end of the half where the coach just wants you to throw it up, and if it gets picked, it gets picked. Who cares? It's the end of the half play. Like, it's called a Hail Mary for a reason. You throw it up there and you say a prayer. He didn't. He's like, oh, I got open field in front of me. Yeah, because it's Hail Mary time. Nobody.
I can't figure out how the Bills won 2 games. I mean, I know they did. And I know that's what their record says. I just don't.
All right, let's get into the real side of the ball that really people care about. Chris Ivey did leave the game with an injury, so Shady stock goes up a little more. But in this offense, do you care about Shady?
His stock went up, what, half a point?
Yeah, I mean, it's Shady. Like, there's nothing we can do with him, right?
Unfortunately, you can't trade him because you wouldn't get.
And they said they want to keep him next year too. Poor Shady. All right, either way, let's move on to the Bears side. Mr. Trubisky did not look good. He threw 1 touchdown. I mean, he didn't look bad. Fantasy-wise, he wasn't good. How about that? He did throw an interception. Only got 8 fantasy points. It was a terrible day for Mitchell, but we kind of knew this coming in. The big winner of the game, Jordan Howard.
2 touchdowns.
Not a lot of yards, but 2 touchdowns.
Well, no one had a lot of yards.
Yeah, you didn't need a lot of yards with all the short fields. So Jordan Howard got 2 touchdowns. Tariq Cohen wasn't used a lot. He was pretty weak in points. So I don't know what we take away from this game at all, if anything. Allen Robinson didn't play. Khalil Mack didn't play. I think the Bears straight up said we're resting our stars that are a little banged up.
Well, they knew they weren't going to need them.
Yeah.
Trey Burton got
2 defensive touchdowns.
Trey Burton got the garbage time touchdown.
Yeah, he did. That made Mr. Trubisky's game day look okay. Because before that, he had, I think it was like 2 points.
Yeah, it was bad, man. It was just bad.
But I really don't know what else to say about this. I don't know what to take away from the Bears in this game because it was the Bills. Such bad offense. I don't know what the Bills are going to do from now on. I wish they would have put some Terrell Pryor at quarterback a little bit.
I honestly
to see what happens. What's the worst thing that happened?
You mean to tell me that like you can't go out there and grab Tebow, Kaepernick?
Well, they can't grab Kaepernick because there's a collusion case.
Okay, so Tebow, you can't go grab, EJ Manuel.
Yeah, he did call him out pretty good.
I saw that. That's why I referenced his name.
Yeah.
Right? Just go. You have to have something better than Nathan Peter. He is not an NFL quarterback.
But Josh Allen's the future. So do you waste spending draft picks to go get a quarterback, to trade for one like a Teddy Bridgewater, when you know your season's pretty much over, right? You have no offensive weapons. They tried to lose last year and they couldn't do it.
Well, they can't trade anymore anyway, but I'm saying that there's got to be a guy out there, clipboard Jesus, somebody has to be able to go out there and play football better than Nathan Peterman. It's embarrassing.
It is. I don't know how he's still on the roster.
I would be embarrassed to be a Buffalo Bill.
All right, let's just move on to the next game. What do you got, Josh?
All right, I got Detroit and Minnesota. This wasn't really an exciting game, and
I hate you, Kirk Cousins.
all right, right off the bat. We'll start off with Detroit. Matt Stafford threw the ball 36 times for 199 yards, but the big story here was all them sacks. All them sacks. 10 sacks on the day. That actually set a Vikings record.
Yeah. Everson Griffin's back. We talked about that being their best pass rusher, which really helped out.
Xavier Rhodes still banged up. He played. He went out for a little bit. He came back in. I think that had a little bit of effect on Kenny Golladay. He stuck with Marvin Jones for a lot of the game, but none of these receivers were really great. Theo Riddick got a lot of targets on dump-off plays, but that hurt Kerryon Johnson's stock a little bit.
Uh-oh.
And Kerryon didn't really...
Aaron Jones might be getting benched for the rest of the game. He just fumbled the ball.
Okay, well, I don't care about that right now.
Yeah, you do. Sorry.
I care, obviously, but yeah, it was just a frustrating performance for this entire Detroit team because you expect them to come out there and make some plays, and they just didn't. It was, I don't know. They looked anemic. It wasn't fun. And even when they got down there later in the game, they were down, 6-18, and they decided, well, we better just go ahead and kick it.
What about Theo Riddick? He's taking over that Golden Tate role, slot receiver role. They played him outside a lot. He had a lot of receptions.
I think he's worth a speculative ad.
7 receptions. Only 37 yards, but 7 receptions.
I definitely think he's worth a speculative ad.
Him or Duke Johnson next week? I'll get you who.
I like Duke better still.
Okay.
I like him a lot better. Minnesota, Kirk Cousins was efficient. He only had 4 incompletions. 3 if you count the fact that one of them was caught by the other team.
But 2 turnovers. One was Dalvin Cook's fault. It was on a pitch that Dalvin Cook just couldn't bring into his body.
Yeah, and the stat line, let's not get confused. The stat line looks really good for Dalvin Cook, 10 carries for 89 yards, but 70 of those yards came on 1 carry.
But that's nice, seeing that breakaway speed.
Yeah,
because we were worried. I was wondering how his hamstring would hold up in a big run like that.
Yes, and that was nice, but the fact that he was still only ran, the other 9 times for 19 yards, he's not very effective. Latavius Murray saved his day by getting a touchdown. Adam Thielen, finally, the streak is broken, Brad.
And you want to know why it's broken?
Stephon Diggs wasn't there.
Yeah, to pull the number 1 quarter, to pull Darius Slay. Because Darius Slay didn't shadow Adam Thielen, but anytime Adam Thielen was on the outside, Slay was on him. And that is where one of the interceptions came from.
Right now, this Vikings offense is doing their job, but they don't look great doing it. I'm wondering if something's not broken somehow. I would like to see more out of Kirk Cousins, to be honest with you. I thought this thing was going to be like greatest show on turf. He was slinging the ball over the place.
Well, we've seen it like that. We've seen games where it is, and then we see games where they come back down to earth. And then they're very inconsistent. And I think this is what Kirk Cousins has been his whole career. It's very inconsistent.
Yeah. Yeah, very inconsistent.
We've seen amazing games from Kirk Cousins. We've seen... Let's move on to... I got another barn burner here for y'all. Jets at Dolphins. Woo, buddy. Let me tell you about a final of 6-3.
It wasn't 6-3.
Oh, sorry, 6-13. There we go.
I was like, let me check my facts.
6-13.
They accidentally scored later on.
Yeah. It was an interception. Miami won with only field goals and a defensive touchdown.
Well, when you throw 4 interceptions, you better return one of them.
Yeah, so Jets offense. Are we completely done with the Jets offense?
I'm done with the Jets offense.
No wide receivers there. Crowell. This was a nice matchup for Crowell in 13 for 49.
Elijah McGuire in PPR.
He had this whole offense is just... Ugh.
I understand.
If you got to start Elijah McGuire, I guess you can be okay with it, but...
He's a flex play.
With the first apocalypse over, I'm kind of...
Well, I mean, I'm going to hold on to him for the fact that whenever they're down by a lot, he will be more involved. It's just this Miami offense isn't very good.
Okay. And then on the Miami side, Osweiler didn't look good. Frank Gore rushed 20 times for 53 yards.
Yeah, that's all he needed.
Yeah, Drake only got 3 carries for 9 yards. Dre got 4 receptions, 26 yards, so that kind of saved his damn PPR a little bit, but not a lot.
What a bust of a day, man.
Yeah, nobody here had a good game overall. The whole game was just Miami's defense. If you had the stones to start Miami's defense, good on you.
The Stones.
The stones. But on the Jets side, Chris Herndon, is he a thing? The tight end. Tight ends are so bad. He got 10 points. A week honestly, where Kyle Rudolph got you 4 points. Jared Cook got you 4 points.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. The guy I like right now, and I'm looking at, is Jordan Thomas from Houston. He's my number one waiver guy for Titans. He was immediately targeted on the first drive in the red zone. He had 2 touchdowns last year. He's a red zone target. And I think right now with Kiki being out, Demaryius Thomas still learning the playbook, he's my number one tight end target. I'm not completely sold on Chris Herndon yet, but I'm not.
He's their second option in the red zone. It's kind of what you're getting at here.
Yeah.
Nuke's number one option no matter where they're on the field.
Yeah.
And in the red zone, he's a big body and get the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into that game a little bit later. But really, Jets Dolphins, there's nothing to talk about. I wish I'd used Kenny Drake more. I think everybody wishes they used Kenny Drake more.
Told you. Adam Gase is an idiot.
Yeah, I hope he gets fired.
Oh, he will. There's no way he won't get fired. No, come on. Don't be silly. Come on. Don't be silly. All right, next game. Tampa Bay at Carolina. What a fun one. So, I do want to say that I called it, that Ryan Fitzpatrick would throw an interception. I didn't know he would do it like right off the bat.
But he threw 4 touchdowns. He was still a good play. You said he wasn't even a good play.
I didn't think he threw 2 interceptions, actually.
Yeah, he threw 2, but he threw 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, I understand the numbers, Brad, but I'm just saying I wasn't that impressed with him. Adam Humphries, if you started him, you felt really good about it. 8 for 82 and 2 touchdowns. Wow. O.J. Howard, 4 for 53, 2 touchdowns. And the rest of the receivers were blah. Mike Evans, big dud. What a bum. 1 for 16. That is not a boss. Freaking bum. Adam Humphries, though, you're definitely a boss today. And O.J. Howard, 4 for 53 for 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good, dude. Now, Cam Newton and this Carolina offense was humming, dude.
Well,
they were
a lot of people hum against this Tampa Bay defense.
They were humming. 2 touchdowns for Cam Newton. Just throwing today. He didn't run any in. He ran one in and he got called back on a penalty. But 247 yards passing. Christian McCaffrey, great day. 2 rushing touchdowns, 79 yards. He also caught 5 passes for 78 yards. The receivers didn't have the kind of day that I thought they would. Devin Funchess only 4 for 44. DJ Moore 1 for 16.
What about Curtis Samuel?
Curtis Samuel had a good game. He ran a touchdown in. He caught a touchdown. I think he was the biggest surprise of the game for me.
So he was hurt all last year. He was a rookie last year. Him and DJ Moore are very similar players.
Yes.
And they're great gadget guys that they can use. Norv Turner can just be creative with. It's going to be hard to see which one of them's going to be the guy each week that they're going to draw the play up for, and he's going to break it.
Right now, I think that there are 3 solid plays on this offense. Cam Newton, Greg Olsen, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, everybody knows that. My mom doesn't watch football, and she knows that.
What I'm saying is that I don't feel confident starting any of the other ones because it could be one guy this week and another guy the other week. Even in a great matchup like this one. But if you feel good about Curtis Samuel and you want to take a speculative ad, go for it. I'm not buying into that just yet. All right.
So do you think Humphries is going to be a thing going forward, or is this a blip in the radar?
It's tough to say because
because of Godwin and Deshaun Jackson and Mike Evans all have bad games. And he had a great game, but was that just because everybody else was drawing the coverage, or because the way I saw most of it, they were drawing most of the coverage?
Yeah, I still like Adam Humphries as a talent. I don't think that he's going to be a thing consistently.
I think he's still the 5th option on that team,
yeah,
receiving wise.
Even behind Chris Godwin.
Yeah, and O.J. Howard, who was pretty good.
He's pretty good.
All right, you ready? Moving on?
Yeah.
Falcons at Redskins. Guess what, guys? I'm an idiot. I said Matt Ryan have a bad game. Did he have a bad game? Nope.
No, he had a very good game.
He had a good game.
Very good
4 touchdowns, 350 yards, 1 interception, but whatever. Julio, touchdown.
I'm so happy for him.
But they didn't want him to get the touchdown. It was not a touchdown play. It was like a 10-yard play.
He fought for it.
Well, he fought for it. He was like, this is my chance.
It wasn't like
Sark isn't going to target me in the end zone. I'm making this one happen.
Good for you, Julio. You deserve it.
He earned that touchdown himself.
He deserves it. Good for you, dude. Proud of you.
You know that thing where they talk the old Dane Cook skit when he said, if I ever score a touchdown, I'm going to point up at the sky around the fans and point at himself.
Yeah.
I did. That's what Julio should have done. That should have been a celebration.
I agree.
Because he did it.
He's great.
All right. Tevin Coleman. Oh, my gosh, Tevin Coleman.
Ham.
So I said you could start him. Well, you definitely glad you started him. 5 receptions, 68 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then 88 yards on the ground.
He did very well.
He did. And he was, on the ground-wise, it was almost a 50-50 split between him and Ito Smith, who had 60 yards and a touchdown, which still wasn't a bad play.
6 yards a carry. That's pretty
Yeah,
good.
I'll take it. The Redskins defense, I expected a lot more out of them. Calvin Ridley got a touchdown. Mohamed Sanu did not get a touchdown. Thought I saw one during the game. Must have got called back. Must have said he was a yard short.
No, it was a yard short. That's what it was.
Yep.
I was gonna say it was a
And then
penalty.
Ito Smith probably punched it in there or something.
Yep.
Exactly.
Tevin Coleman. Good for you, buddy.
On the Washington side of the ball, right? We thought it was a nice matchup.
Phew.
Alex Smith, if you were forced to start him, he didn't kill you, but he didn't do. I mean, I probably did exactly what you expect. He got you like 13 points. And then on the receiving side, Harris. Yep. Dwayne Harris. Everybody knew to start him, right?
10 for 124. Duh. Why
Yeah.
didn't?
Why didn't you start him? You knew he was going to be the guy.
Yeah, you.
Adrian Peterson had a bad day. Capri Bibbs scored a touchdown, which if you started him, you're probably happy with that.
No one started him.
It was the bipocalypse, man. Chris
No
Carson
one
was
started him.
doubtful to play. Alex Collins was doubtful to play. Somebody might have got scared and started Capri Bibbs.
No one started him.
His mom might have.
Jordan Reed got hurt in this game.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. Do we have breaking news? No. But Jordan Reed always gets hurt. It was just a matter of time.
Wow. Okay. That was rude.
What?
Aaron Rodgers might be hurt now.
I need him to fumble, or I'm taking a pie to the face.
He got his face rocked. Anyway. Yeah, it's a...
Yeah, it's just an ugly game for the Redskins. I don't know what you start on the Redskins. I thought Adrian Peterson had a better game.
I think you got to stick with AP.
He's the only one on this team, though.
Yeah,
that I'm starting.
Josh Doxson made some incredible catches that were contested. Some of them got called back. The one that he caught for a touchdown was just bananas. And it seems like, why aren't you using him more?
Because Alex Smith does not throw into contested coverage.
Yeah.
It's been the knock on Alex Smith since he came in the league.
But he's the quarterback that they're going to have for the next few years because they paid him.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Remember when the Seahawks paid Matt Flynn?
Thank you. I was thinking about what that kid's name was the other day.
LSU quarterback, Matt Flynn.
I don't remember who I was talking to, but I just could not remember his freaking name. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Anyway.
All right, moving on. Take it away, Josh.
Houston and Denver.
Oh, barn burner.
No, it was actually an entertaining game to watch, but it was disappointing with the result for me. Hot out of the gate, Demaryius Thomas catches 3 catches, 61 yards, right out of the gate. And then he wasn't targeted for the rest of the game.
It was probably the game script. They had it like, you want to get some targets against you guys, we'll set you up.
Yeah.
But then as the game went on.
And I'm going to have to read about what happened because he immediately just darted out of the stadium, like left. Didn't shake anyone's hands, didn't do anything. He just rolled out.
When the game was over?
Yeah, he sprinted out of there.
Well, was that Denver, right? He was probably just, it's probably going to be hard. Like, literally got traded 6 days ago, and now you're going to go play that team.
Yeah, well, you beat him. Deshaun Watson had a pretty good game. His rushing really helped.
Maybe he had a poop.
What?
Maybe he had a poop.
Demaryius?
Yeah, maybe he had a poop.
Maybe he did. I still love you, DT. All right, so Deshaun Watson, 38 yards rushing, 200 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Pretty good game for him. The defense was in his face a lot today. Von Miller, Bradley Chubb were all in his face. There wasn't a lot he could do, but he still was very effective. DeAndre Hopkins, 10 for 105, 1 touchdown. he officially had 50% of the targets. DeAndre Hopkins. 50%. Yeah. 12 targets. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He had 12 targets,
I got you. I'm not good at public math, man. I can't help it.
10 receptions. So obviously Nuke is going to be your guy.
You tell me Nuke Hopkins is good.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say here?
What was really concerning
Breaking
in this
news.
game is
Nuke Hopkins is good.
okay, you keep saying breaking news, and after the Floyd Mayweather thing, I don't know if you're telling the truth. What was really concerning in this game is Alfred Blue out-snapped and out-touched Lamar Miller.
And they said Deontay Foreman's close to coming off the pup, too.
Yep.
That was news this week.
Yep. Not good. Not good. Case Keenum had a pretty decent game. Did not throw an interception. Ding, 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 ding.
First game of the year, right?
Woo! We still lost, but it wasn't his fault this time because our kicker missed 2 field goals.
Oh, don't get me started on field goals. My next game, 2 games from now, I got some field goal talk to you about. But okay.
Devontae Booker scored a touchdown and he also fumbled. Leading receiver in the game was Jeff Harriman, 10 catches for 83 yards and a touchdown.
Go get him.
Tight end. They do target him in the red zone a lot.
That touchdown pass that Keenum threw to him was a laser.
Yeah.
Between 2 guys.
I didn't know his arm was that strong. Yeah, he's targeted in the red zone a lot. This was the most that he was targeted, and now maybe with Demaryius gone, Jeff Harriman is a guy to keep your eyes on. Cortland Sutton had a few targets. Emmanuel Sanders had some, but the defense was good, and it looked like he was looking for Jeff Harriman on quite a few throws, and he made some plays today. So I think he might be right on up there with your waiver wire ads, Jeff Harriman. If you need a guy,
he's a higher man.
He's a higher man. He's a man for hire. Philip Lindsay, kind of a dud day. 17 for 60 on the ground and then 2 for 24 in the air. I was really disappointed with that. I thought that there would be more.
He did have a sweet underhanded catch that Case Keenum threw him. A nice little underhanded toss to him.
Yeah. Josh Gordon just scored a teat.
Ooh, buddy, I need like 3 more of those.
I don't think you're going to get 3 more of those with 7:20 left.
Okay, I need some Gostkowski kicks. How about that?
All right. So that is it for that game. Thank you, DT, for playing so long. You had some great memories, especially the biggest one, the T-Boat.
Oh, yeah.
That's not the Super Bowl that you
Let's
won.
get into the battle of the NFC North. AFC North. AFC North. Steelers at Ravens.
What are you new?
Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Big boy.
47 pass attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Went out of the game for a little bit. We thought he might be done. And then he came back in literally after the next play.
He's very good.
Yeah, he was 47 passes, but only 270 yards, 2 touchdowns. Was not efficient. Not a lot of deep stuff. James Conner. He's pretty good.
He's
Lev Bell maybe obviously his time's up there, but
yeah, they don't even need him.
Yeah, Big Ben also had a rushing touchdown too, which made his fantasy day really, really good.
It did help. And then which was surprising because this was an away game.
It was an away game. No interceptions.
Do you think that he's breaking the spell?
No, I don't think it is.
You don't think Baltimore showed up?
I think they show. I don't know. We'll see you can't. It's just one of those things that happens a lot of times. There's exceptions to the rules every time.
He did get banged up on one play, and Josh Dobbs had to go in there.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he went out of the game, and we thought he might be done for a while, and literally it was only one play.
It's just typical Big Ben.
Like, I got the sleeper notification as Big Ben was back in the game.
Yeah.
That's how fast it happened.
Hey, you know what?
Juju.
I'm going to give a shout out to Sleeper. You guys are on top of your notifications. Good job, guys.
Yeah, they beat Roto World out.
Yeah, they're crushing. I love Sleeper. It's probably my favorite app to do fantasy football on.
Juju, 7 for 78. He had a nice little game. AB was 5 for 42 and a touchdown. He got his hand stepped on early in the game, but got the touchdown afterwards. I did kind of say Jimmy Smith does play him very well. This is his best game at the Ravens. This is the best game he's ever had against the Ravens.
That says a lot.
His prior games have been like 1 point, 2 point in non-PPR. 4 points. I think he's had one double-digit game in non-PPR.
Wow.
All right. James Conner. We talked about his rushing, 107 yards. 7 receptions for 57 yards. Whew. I think this is another reason why Big Ben's day looked so well, is because of the checkdowns to James Conner. That helps you out a lot when you can just dump it off to your running back.
That could be you, Lev.
Man, well, it ain't going to be you no more. Vance McDonald, not a great game. 5 points for a tight end. But he's not the worst tight end that was started.
I feel like we need a whole wheel of just all the tight ends that we potentially
all those
could
Balula tight ends.
Yeah.
Like tight end 5 through 15.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to start this one. And then you hope to see what happens. Like, you can play matchups kind of like.
Baltimore is not great against tight ends, so we thought Vance McDonald might be a good play. Wasn't. But when James Conner's doing what he does, it's hard for the tight end to get work. On the Baltimore side, Joe Flacco did not look good. Alex Collins got a touchdown, so that saved your day if you started him, who is doubtful to play throughout the week but ended up playing.
And he didn't do a lot.
Willie Snead was your leading receiver. We're 7 for 58.
Smoke.
Are we done with John Brown? 3 for 15.
I think so.
Crabtree was 3 for 32. When Crabtree's getting more air yards than John Brown is, it's not good.
I'm done with John Brown.
Yeah, I started him this week because I had to between Bipocalypse and Stephon Diggs saying my ribs hurt, which we didn't talk about, but we kind of talked about.
Yeah, I'm done with John Brown.
Yep, I think when now the buys are over, John Brown can go to the waiver wire. Maybe somebody else will make the bad decision to start him. I mean, but as soon as you drop him, he'll have a 20-point game next week.
What I want to talk about is, do you think Flacco's on borrowed time here?
Yeah. Lamar Jackson got a lot of work and a lot of passing down. They actually they drew a passing play up for him. It wasn't one of the weird option plays.
It's very apparent to me that this could be Flacco's last season.
Well, there are grumblings that it could be John Harbaugh's last season too.
I mean, they came out hot, but they replenished this wide receiver core.
They do have a new GM too. So you got to think about new GM usually means new coach.
Yeah, you got to want your guy in there. Ask Hugh Jackson about that.
Yep. You guys laughed at me for saying that.
What?
The GM wants their guy in there, the guy they want.
No, of course they want their guy in there.
All right.
It's their guy.
Let's move this on. Let's get this thing speeded up. Next game, Josh, hit it up.
Rams and Saints. Wow, what a fun game to watch, man. This was incredible. And I got to say, your wide receiver boss of the week, Michael Thomas.
But you know why he's a boss?
Well, I'll explain that. 12 catches for 211 yards and a touchdown. And then I can tell you, go ahead, Brett.
No, you go ahead. You say what he did with the touchdown, and then I'll give a little more insight on it.
So after he scored this big touchdown, nail in the coffin to finish off the Rams, giving them their first loss of the season, he went underneath the goalpost and grabbed a flip phone, not a regular cell phone like iPhone, Android, whatever. He grabbed a flip phone and decided to go ahead and make a phone call. And I'm assuming he called Joe Horn.
So here's why he's a boss. Did you hear he had one in each goalpost?
Of course.
And he got them from a liquor store.
Of course.
And that's why Michael Thomas is
on the Russian, crashing to the sun. Now I'm dead.
And Sean Payton was not happy about the penalty.
Yeah,
he was pretty upset.
Which I was surprised it was Michael Thomas because he's normally a pretty...
That's what everybody said. Nobody expected it from Michael Thomas.
I really didn't because he had already talked about how he had issues with diva wide receivers and stuff like that, but he...
It was the 15-year anniversary of that, and I think that's why he did it.
Pay homage.
Yeah, to Joe Horn, who is... I don't know if he works for the team, but I know he's around the team a lot.
Okay. It was a great day for these quarterbacks. Drew Brees, 346 yards for 4 touchdowns. He looked like Drew Brees of yesteryear, dude. He just balled out today. It's a far cry from the 120 yards he threw last week.
So how nervous were you about this pie bet after the first half with Jared Goff?
I was very nervous.
Because his first half was pretty bad.
But I felt like, I was like, well, there's a whole nother half. Like, it's got to get better, right? And it did. He even threw an interception in that first half to Lyle Anzalone.
I almost texted you to call you out on it, but I was like, no. This is the Rams offense. It takes one drop down to Todd Gurley.
As soon as he passed Phillip Rivers, though, I was like, well, boys, it's just on you two now. I'm out of this thing. So, yeah, it's one of those situations like.
Oh, by the way, right now I'm taking a pie unless Rodgers fumbles like 3 times.
Yeah. So it's one of those situations where the Rams kind of got behind New Orleans, and New Orleans just stayed hot all game. I don't know. Obviously, the Rams need some help on the back end. Their secondary is not what it should be right now.
Well, Peters is obviously hurt. That long touchdown that Michael Thomas had, Peters was not ready. He was trying to get safeties in place, and Michael Thomas just said, "See you. I'm out."
Yeah, but you just expect more out of this defense that has went out, made these trades. They have Aaron Donald. Their defensive line should be one of the best.
They had a really good second half
They did.
because that was the only touchdown, right? Or, Kamara had one too in the second half. I can't remember. It was so fast scoring. I think it was 35-12 in the.
Yeah, and then they caught back up. It was 35-35. Then the Saints got a 51-yard field goal from Will Lutz. And then after that,
It was the Michael Thomas.
it was Michael Thomas.
So the biggest question mark from this whole game, Mark Ingram. He had a fumble. His elbow was banged up. Do you think that had anything to do with the way he's playing, or are they just favoring? Because he had an amazing block. Did you see his block on the goal line?
Yeah,
Where he
I thought-
upended the dude,
It was great.
and the guy was and the guy that caught the pass was 1 yard short. I was like, okay, they'll give this touchdown to Mark Ingram because of that awesome block he had. Nope, they brought Kamara and let Kamara punch it up there for 1 yard.
10-23
Is that carries?
touches.
Touches?
Overall touches. 10-23. I'm concerned about Mark Ingram.
Yeah, I think with that fumble, I don't think his elbow was right. They did have a wrap on it. They had him out there for pass protection. He got a couple carries. He was getting everything in the end except for the fourth down run to seal the game. That was Alvin Kamara again. I'm very nervous. I started him this week, and I'm very nervous starting from now on.
Yeah, and as you should be, because you just don't. It doesn't appear to be the same split that they had last year.
I do wonder if the Saints get up big on somebody, if they let Mark Ingram run the clock out to save Kamara's legs.
To save Kamara a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I'm just not.
Because remember his first game back, it was a blowout. He got a lot more work than Kamara.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This Saints offense was just firing on all cylinders. It was very impressive. The Rams, Cooper Kupp got back in there, and he went and did Cooper Kupp things. 5 for 89 with a touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 6 for 114 in a touchdown. Robert Woods was really the only one who didn't have a great day. He had 5 for 71, no touchdowns. So they're back to being.
Todd Gurley had a bad day for Todd Gurley standards.
For Todd Gurley standards, yes, but he had 6 catches for 11 yards.
He had 19 points in PPR.
Oh, that's awful for Todd Gurley.
I know.
Even Christian McCaffrey scored more than that. Oh, gross.
Yeah.
No, he's still amazing. He's got a touchdown in every game this year? Yeah, he's amazing.
I think so. He leads the league in touchdowns.
He's incredible. He didn't have an overwhelming day, but he didn't. They had already gotten down, and they needed to throw their way out of it. So that's why Todd Gurley wasn't going to run on the ball a lot. But yeah, I thought it was a good game. Good game.
So the next game had an amazing ending here. Chargers at the Seahawks. Whoo, buddy! I'll tell you what, I was a little nervous because why? Phillip Rivers drives him down the field, scores a touchdown. Caleb Sturgis comes out there, misses the extra point. I thought Phillip Rivers was going to kill a guy. I thought he was going to leave his 9 kids and go to jail because he looked like he wanted to kill Caleb Sturgis after that.
Phillip Rivers is a very angry man.
He's very emotional.
He's very hostile.
So the Seahawks defense still gets away with a lot of holding and pass interferences when they're at home.
Well, they're trained to do that.
Yeah, they are blatant holds and hitting people in the head when they're trying to catch the ball. But whatever. That being said, Keenan Allen had a nice, awesome bounce back game from his 21.2 points in PPR. Had over 100 yards. Melvin Gordon had over 100 yards on the ground on only 16 carries and a touchdown. Mike Williams had 1 catch, 30 yards, and a touchdown. And it was an amazing little spin move he had down the line to keep himself in bounds. And then Tyrell Williams had another touchdown.
Yep.
So Tyrell Williams,
No.
a matchup dependent flex play?
No. I don't. No.
Okay.
My wife asked me the same question. She's like, I think I'm going to go for Tyrell Williams. I was like, why? There's so many better options out there.
But are there? We just talked about how bad John Brown's been.
And I thought
We
DJ
thought-
Moore was a better option. I thought Cortland Sutton was a better option, but this is the guy catching touchdowns.
He is getting that end zone work. Philip Rivers had a good game. He's still going to get me pie in the face, but it was a good game.
He is. It looks like you're down by 2.1 points.
Yeah, I'm getting pie in the face. It's okay. It'll be on the Tuesday show.
We will post photos.
Yeah, I'm going to take a pie straight to the dome. Might wear my Manti Te'o jersey.
I think it's good for you.
Why?
It's really good for
Oh, I don't care. I'll take like a champ. I won't be like Pat and say, I wasn't supposed to be in this and make some excuse up and get out of it. Yeah, you heard it right, Pat.
you. Oh. Well,
I don't
now,
want to curse on the show. So.
well, now we just got to do more of these. That way you can seek retribution.
Or I just keep taking pies to the face. Either way. All right. Russell Wilson on the other side. Not a great game, but an okay game. He's still not running the ball. He had 5 for 41, but I mean, that's the best running he's had all year.
Yeah.
Biggest news out of here is Chris Carson looked amazing in the beginning and then came out second half with his leg iced up and tape on it and was out for the rest of the game with a groin and a hip injury.
Yeah. This was the issue with Chris Carson last year. He's never been fully healthy, even in college. Last year he got hurt. That was a little bit more of a freak accident, but it's a rough sport, and if you kind of delicate, you're gonna get nicked up, and he gets a little bit more affected than other guys, which is sad because he's got a lot of talent.
Yeah, Doug Baldwin had 4 catches for 77 yards, which is an okay game. Not exactly what you drafted Doug Baldwin for,
But Doug Baldwin,
but for what he's been this year, that's been a good game for Doug Baldwin.
it's been a great game.
Nick Vannett, speaking of tight ends that we don't know what to start, 6 for 52 and a touchdown.
Dang it.
We thought Ed Dixon was going to be the guy in Seattle, right?
We don't know who the guy is in Seattle.
But this is the thing with Russell Wilson. We never know who his guy is. So I don't know what to think about this offense. Mike Davis is a pickup if he's out there. If Chris Carson misses time, he is the guy. He got 15 carries, got 62 yards. He's going to be the running back there. They want to run the ball in Seattle. They don't care who's back there. Mike Davis did have a 100-yard game before. If Mike Davis is on your waiver wire, go pick him up because running backs are getting scarce.
They are. They are getting scarce.
Chargers defense had a pick 6. Woo!
Woo! Now, if you do need a running back, there's one out there by the name of Cordero Patterson.
Who you can start the wide receiver position.
So, FYI, he's an ad, dude.
He is.
2 weeks in a row, and then James White got.
Is this
nicked
the
up
last
in it.
game we got? Is this game right now to break down? There's still 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
And it's still probably going to put up some fantasy numbers. You want to pause the podcast? We'll come back.
No, I think we can talk about this right now.
Okay. If
There's
anything big
3
happens, we
minutes
can-
left. I'm not expecting a lot to happen in the next
Okay.
3 minutes. The Green Bay's or New England's going to run it out. All right, so we'll get into it. This one was your game.
Yep. So we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. Dang Aaron Rodgers, I hate you so much. You got just enough points to screw me with a pie in the face. Whatever, Aaron Rodgers. All right, Aaron Jones, I kind of alluded to it earlier. He had 14 for 76. But he also, what? Hold on, breaking news. Floyd's fight might not be in MMA. Oh, man. It's a versatile boxer, and it might not be in MMA. Way to ruin the show, Floyd. Way to ruin the show. All right, getting back into this. Aaron Jones, 14 for 76. Also had 2 receptions for 10 yards so far. But he had that fumble. Do you think this affects it going forward? Well, the way Mike McCarthy is.
I don't think so. I mean, when you look at it, he's clearly the better runner. And he did almost double the amount of work that Jamal Williams got. I don't know. I think he's still going to be the guy.
Okay. He's the better talented guy. But we've seen Mike McCarthy do some weird things before.
Ain't that the truth, man?
All right, Jimmy Graham.
Great game.
455 and a touchdown so far. I think the Patriots aren't that great against tight ends. We've seen this, even with Patrick Chung in there.
Well, when you have a tight end of this caliber, they always double up on your number one guy. And that's why Devontae had an underwhelming game. 6
for 40. He did get a touchdown. You were probably expecting a little more, but 16 points I'm not upset about.
The guy I'm really liking is Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
You got 3 for 101.
I think he kind of beat out Geronimo Allison and got more work last week. Geronimo was banged up, didn't even play this week. It was inactive.
And Randall
Valdez-
Cobb, I don't think, still fully healthy.
No, and I like Valdez Scantling, man. I think he could be a thing. And if Aaron Rodgers is your quarterback throwing passes, it's never a bad thing.
That is one thing they were talking about, though, with Aaron Rodgers. He likes to improvise back there and make a lot of, like, run around and try to get, similar to what Russell Wilson does. And these young wide receivers, they don't understand, like, okay, when he breaks that way, I break my route and I go that way. And they're still running their route trees. There was one time when Aaron Rodgers rolled out to the right.
And
All his receivers were on the left, and nobody came over to his side of the field.
No one was there.
So, and he gets very upset with it. Like, you know,
Like
he's
Philip
an
Rivers
NFL's,
upset.
he's an MVP caliber quarterback. He gets mad when people don't do what he wants them to do.
Yeah.
Even if they don't know he's supposed to do that.
Philip Rivers upset.
So, Tom Brady's night, almost 300 yards, 1 touchdown to Flash,
Oh,
who had 5 for 130 so far in a touchdown.
that's a pretty good game.
It's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Julian Edelman and James White both have 6 receptions for 71 yards. But Cordell Patterson, though, you kind of alluded to it. 11 rushes, 61 yards, and a touchdown. He also had 1 catch for 7 yards. I mean, obviously, if Sonny Michel comes back next week, this probably experiment's over. But he looked a lot better as a running back this week than last week.
He ran so hard. There was one drive where he had like 51 yards on one drive on 5 carries. And the dude just ran with such power.
But running upright.
Yeah.
Upright power running, which you don't see. Usually backs get low and try to push it. He stands upright like he's a wide receiver.
And trucks fools.
Yeah,
It was great, dude. I wish this experiment wasn't over. But I do think Sony Michel will be back. And we're probably not going to see Cordell Patterson anymore. But it's a shame, to be honest with you. This was exciting.
But we know this is an option now. I think last week he didn't look as well because they probably didn't practice a lot because, you know, Bill Belichick, Josh McDaniels like to hide a lot of things. They probably didn't run a lot of practice plays in practice to get him ready for it. This week it wasn't going to be a surprise that he does it, so you can practice it all day and you can have him ready to hit the holes and, you know, see everything they're supposed to see. Tom Brady.
Yeah, he won this round.
Hold on now. At one point, he had 3 rushes for 1 yard. He did have 2 yards at one time, so now he is officially 2 yards away from 1,000 yards.
No, he's taking knees right now.
I know, so he's losing yardage.
So now he's got 0 yards.
Yep. So he's back down to 3 yards to TB 1K.
He might actually go negative on his rushing yards. If he takes one
Oh,
more knee.
no. And he will. Goes only 3rd down.
Yep. They should have, like Brian Hoyer, go out there and take these knees.
No, Tom Brady wants to, he wants to win it legitly. He wants to get 1,000 yards on his own with all the rushes. He doesn't want to do cheap plays but have somebody else come out there and do knees for him. He's no Drew Brees.
He's no Drew Brees?
Yeah, remember Bridgewater came in,
Oh, yeah.
that one game take knees. Julian Edelman had a pass.
Dude, Julian Edelman did it all tonight.
He is a prior quarterback.
Yeah, but and that was on like a screen flea flicker type pass. 37 yards on that one. He had 2 rushes for 28 yards on these sweeps. 6 catches for 71 yards. Julian Edelman had himself a fine little day. And that pass that he threw almost went for a touchdown. Almost.
Well,
Not quite.
anything else we need to add to this game? I don't really think so. Aaron Jones is really good. Aaron Rodgers is really good. Tom Brady's pretty good.
Josh Gordon is very good.
James White, he's going to be a thing all year. I wonder if Sonny Michel comes back, if that takes his rushing touchdowns away.
Yeah. I don't know. The big thing to take away from this game is that the Patriots are really good.
They are. And Green Bay might not make the playoffs.
I don't know. They're not going to make the playoffs. 3-4-1 right now? No. Later, hater. Oh, by the way, AJ Green is going to probably miss a few games.
He might need surgery.
Apparently his toe swole up. He's got like a balloon toe. Things are not looking good for that foot. But the good news is, Brad, we now know the answer to who will be pied in the face.
Yep, you sons of guns.
Just to clarify, even if you hadn't gotten in the bet, I would have won anyway.
And Pat would take the pie like he was supposed to in the beginning.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much sacrificial lamb, takes a pie 4-pack.
Yes.
I goaded into this like an idiot.
Now, do you think that he would have taken it anyway, or do you think he would have fought tooth and nail? I know this is sidebar, not football stuff, but
Oh, he would have taken it because he took Aaron Rodgers just so either he wasn't getting pied in the face because Aaron Rodgers did awesome and the Patriots probably lost, or Aaron Rodgers didn't do awesome and the Patriots probably won.
and he would be okay with it.
Yes.
Smart.
It's a win-win.
Win-win. And he did actually win. And now, on Tuesday, we will go purchase whipped cream, pie tins, and you will be...
I will be pied in the face and I'll take it like a champ.
That's what I expect. And I honestly think we should do one of these every week.
Okay. We'll pick a different position, pick a player.
Ooh.
Maybe next week will be tight ends.
Oh. Let's work our way up to that one.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Podcast. I am your host for this evening. You can find me on Twitter at FFJoshHughes. You can find Brad at Tack Jones. You can find Current at HattrickPack37. And you can follow us, Empty Wagon FF, on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're all over. Make sure you keep telling your people. Our numbers are going back up again. We were trying to get out there. We're trying to be good for you guys. We're doing our homework. We're trying to make sure that we put you in the best possible situations to win every single week. We get them right more than we get them wrong, and that's what matters. We're winning. You're winning. Hope you guys have a great week. We'll see you on Tuesday.
I just need Zeke to get 21.5 points.
He's probably not going to do it.
It's possible.
They're really good against the run. Anyway, you guys have a great week. Tell your friends to tell their friends, and tell your moms to tell their friends, and your dads to tell their friends to tell their friends. Get us out there, guys.
Later.